Michele, you host Cleanse and Nourish retreats, which are often referred to as whole food detoxing. Can you explain to me, someone who's never cleansed before, why a person, healthy or otherwise, would go on a whole food cleanse?
Good question. We run several different types of retreats, usually here in Australia, but sometimes internationally. So an average year for me might look like I have 6 different retreats set up. So most of those will be here in Australia, maybe 2 might be somewhere internationally. We get a wide variety of women, and we're running several mother-daughter cleanse retreats in the upcoming months, and those will be more specialty retreats where they incorporate quite a bit of yoga for the mother and daughter, and incorporating good quality nutrition. And then occasionally I run different specialty treats depending on who my client is. So for example, a woman might want to bring 10 of her friends together in a farmhouse or a beach house, and we can run a cleanse retreat like that. Everything can be different. Often they often have the same basis though. Good quality nutrition, nutritional education is provided, and the biggest thing is for them to be able to integrate this back into their own families and their own homes and their own lives.
So this isn't some kind of boot camp. It actually sounds like a warm and nurturing environment to naturally bring your body into the best shape possible. Do you do anything extreme?
No, there's nothing extreme about it. As you know, I'm a nutritionist and I run my own practice in Sydney. I've been doing cleanse retreats for the last 25 years myself personally, even before I became a nutritionist. I don't believe that there are any forms of extreme detoxing that actually work. They're a temporary fix. They're not a long-term fix. So people who come on my Cleanse and Nourish retreats want to make a long-term change.
So with regard to that, what kinds of people attend your retreats? Why are they so motivated to do this?
Okay, what types of people? Well, we have all sorts of people and all sorts of ages. I've had cleanse retreats with 27 women from the ages of 25 to the ages of 70. Usually there are about 12 women in a cleanse retreat. And what brings a person to do a cleanse retreat? Well, our bodies are just like a car, and our cars need to have the occasional tune-up or a good fuel put in it. And over a long period of time, if we don't address the tune-up or address the fuel that we give our car, it's the same things with our bodies. That car won't work as effectively or as efficiently. And so what happens is, over a period of time, people start to see the warning signs or the signs that their bodies aren't working in an optimal state of health. That can be as simple as bad breath. It could be as simple as low energy, weight gain, blood sugar disruption, not being able to sleep, a term that my clients often use, tired but wired, constipation, digestive issues. These all send up the warning flags that something isn't working correctly in their body. Other times people just want to come for just a bit of downtime and just a bit of cleanup to a Cleanse and Nourish retreat.
You've done a lot of these. Can you run through the structure of what actually happens on a 4-day cleanse?
Sure, that's a great question. Usually a 4-day cleanse retreat is held in a location somewhere in Australia, somewhere around the world, and all different retreat sites. But the retreat itself, the cleanse itself, really is a full month cleanse if the person wants it to be. So we always do a pre-cleanse experience. So about 7 days prior to departing for the cleanse retreat, you will receive lots of information from me, from shopping lists to how to slowly detox and cleanse our bodies naturally, so that when we arrive at the cleanse retreat, when we have that 4-day experience on our own, we're able to really nourish ourselves without having detox symptoms like headaches or sometimes have stomach aches or things that come with a slow detox process. It's better, I find, if you experience those things pre-cleanse. And then what happens is we're at 4 days on the cleanse retreat itself, where we do lots of nutritional education. We host nutritional workshops each day. We incorporate yoga for all sorts of levels. We incorporate walking, usually on the beach. We have beautiful meals. No one is ever starving, but those meals consist of beautiful whole foods, organic, and they're also, we use food combining principles to lighten our digestion, to lighten our load. And what's happening is we're clearing our liver, and when our liver becomes clearer and detoxed, our whole metabolic rate increases. So we're lightening our physical bodies, and then the whole process of just lightening up happens. After you leave a cleanse retreat, most people are so happy and inspired that they continue cleansing for another 2 weeks, so that they give themselves 1 month of cleansing. So it's, whilst it's 4 days, people can really think that they might be cleansing for about 3 to 4 weeks, and most people do.
I've read some of the background information on A Healthy View, and you in particular, and I'm amazed that at these retreats it seems that people say they're never hungry and they have high energy levels. I think the term I heard a lot was that people felt more nourished. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yes. Well, I call it a cleanse and nourish retreat because we are really nurturing somebody on that 4 days when they have that 4-day time. It's not very often that women or men take 4 days off to really have a good look at their physical bodies and what's serving them and what's not serving them. I don't believe in starving the body. That's not going to work for long-term changes, or that's not going to work in their workplace or in their home life. What they need is to learn how to integrate good food, good nutritious food on a daily basis. And so that's when I talk about the nourishing side of things, learning how to really feed yourself with good foods. And whilst we're on the 4-day retreat, we also really nourish ourselves through sometimes a massage or a facial. It can be a bit pampering, or even the pampering may be in the form of an excellent yoga teacher or a good, beautiful walk along the beach.
Finally, you have some great testimonials on your website. They're from a broad spectrum of people, mothers, nurses, professionals. I know when we spoke earlier, there's one that you really love. Tell us about that.
I love them all, but yes, there is one in particular that I love. And this woman has been back to, well, she'll be attending the 4th Cleanse and Nourish retreat this coming year that we have. We have a mother and daughter retreat as well coming up. And yeah, this really, really touched my heart. So I'll just read you a little bit of what she wrote to me. And she wrote, "This little note is so important for me to write, and so I can express how one single week changed my life forever. When I sit down to find the words, nothing really encapsulates the transformation I underwent as a result of your incredible program. For me, as I said, the time was not difficult, but instead it was a feeling of coming home. It was not about losing weight, which I did and I was happy for. Weight loss was just simply a glorious, simple part of the equation. But for the first time in my life, I really felt good about me. I felt great about me. I gained strength, energy, and clarity, and interestingly enough, happiness."
That's fantastic. We've been talking to Michele Chevalley Hedge. She runs a nutrition practice in Sydney called A Healthy View. For more information, I would head straight to www.ahealthyview.com.au. Thanks for being with us, Michele.
Thank you.
Even if you're just a busy mum or a busy working person, you need to be completely nourished to get through the day. And if you're not eating right, you don't feel right, you don't look right. And because the mother generally is the central person in the family, she instills all those eating habits through the children and to husbands as well.
Fascinated by health, by exercise, by diet, and I've probably been on or read about every single diet that there is going in the world, and I was frozen with what I was supposed to be eating and doing. I had too much information and none of it was particularly working, so I was just fascinated to go on a program that would just give me support before, support during the cleanse and support afterwards. So I just really wanted to try something new that I think would work. And Michele is just a girl that exudes great health and happiness, and I just thought, let me in on some of your secrets, Michele.
I think in this day and age, life is so busy, and it's really a wonderful opportunity just to go and sit still for 3 days, 3 or 4 days, depending on which cleanse you take, to really learn about nourishing your body and what type of foods to eat, and just to really take time out in this busy, hectic world that we live in.
How was your body feeling when you got there?
I was tired, I was exhausted, I was feeling a little bit heavy in the body, as I think a lot of women do. And afterwards I've just felt absolutely revitalised, was just on a roll. I'm very excited about the new way of eating, new forms of eating, and the knowledge that Michele imparts on the cleanse is absolutely fantastic and really easy. So it made it easy for me to come home and continue, not so much the cleanse so much, but just change my eating habits.
I found myself, as a consequence of losing my licence, with more free time on my hands than I would normally have. And being intrigued and always interested in my own well-being, I thought, this is perfect. I have the time and I'm open to anything I'm going to learn on this retreat.
I turned 40 and that was fine. And then sort of a couple of years after that, I just started to feel that my body wasn't responding anymore to what I was doing with it. My weight was up and down, going a little bit more up than down. And I just felt that I needed something new.
It was really special. First of all Michele's knowledge was just fantastic. I was an open vestibule, just waiting to hear all that sort of information. But it was particularly special because with the trouble that she went to with all the meals, I was actually experiencing what it was to feel cleansed and to feel better and have a body that was fitter and more vital than normal. So for me, it was experiential as well as knowledgeable. And I'm a testimony to how well that felt for me because I'm still on it.
I felt really empowered actually, which I suppose these days is a little bit of a buzzword, but I really did. I felt having that extra knowledge, and as I said before, Michele just gives you the knowledge in such an easy format that you can follow it as a day-to-day lifestyle. So it's not a diet as such, it's just an absolute eating plan, and it was great, and I've continued since the cleanses because it's so easy.